news is very Marvel heavy this week.
Yeah.
Yes. There's sod all Star Wars news, but I understand you may have dug some out from somewhere.
I might have wheedled something out, yeah.
What have you found?
Well, sometimes we cover Star Wars birthdays, don't we?
Sometimes.
Sometimes we did. We did a little feature actually for a little while, didn't we?
The feature about a year ago. Oh, we're going to do this every week. Yeah.
2 weeks in. Yeah, not doing that now. Well, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people involved with Star Wars across the years, so there's obviously a lot of birthdays going on. Mostly, I tend to ignore them unless it's one of the big stars. But one did catch my eye this week. But actually, this was back on May the 13th. It would have been Andy Cunningham's 74th birthday. Now, Andy's connection to Star Wars is that he played one of the aliens in Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi.
Right.
One of those ones that's got a name of what they basically are, which is Ephant Mon. If you know that guy.
Yeah.
Basically a big elephant man.
Okay.
Now, the reason why this is interesting to me, and I'll wager to you as well, is you probably know Andy from something else that he's done. He had a TV program, children's TV program in the 80s, and he was Bodger from Bodger and Badger.
The mashed potato people?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you remember Bodger?
Bodger and Badger.
That guy, the puppeteer guy in that, was Ephant Mon in Star Wars.
So in Bodger and Badger, the puppeteer wasn't the same as the guy.
No, it's the presenter guy.
It wasn't like a Rod Hull and Emu type thing.
No, you're right. It wasn't. Didn't actually puppeteer Badger. He sort of co-presented with Badger, I suppose.
Yes. No, I know what you mean.
Yes.
I know what you mean.
So I found that just such a random little factoid that guy who we grew up watching was an alien in Jabba's palace. Well, I guess they're all aliens, but
yeah.
Technically speaking,
they weren't of this world.
Yeah, that always confuses me in things like Star Trek, where they're like, "Oh, we think it's alien, sir," but you're on this ship where pretty much everyone's a different species. How do you determine what's alien?
Maybe aliens just things they're not yet aware of.
Yeah. You'd have thought they'd gotten over such a xenophobic term in the future.
Yes, well, I think that gets brought up in Star Trek 5.
Oh, right.
The Undiscovered Country.
Does it now?
Yes. Strange you mention that. I honestly don't know why I know these things or why I need to know these things.
No,
Star Trek 5, The Undiscovered Country, when they're basically trying to foster better relationships with the Klingons. And is it the use of the term alien that one of the Klingons finds xenophobic and prejudice? I mean, but for Klingons to suggest another race is xenophobic and prejudice is pretty rich.
Yes, there's a bit of the pot calling the kettle black, isn't it?
Indeed. No, I can't remember what they say. But I've got visions of them around a dining table and having a chat about it. But it's interesting. We go down that path because we can segue just seamlessly into a bit of news this week. So, have you ever watched Star Trek 3?
Is that The Voyage Home?
No, it's Search for Spock.
Search for Spock, yeah. I've seen them all at some point. I couldn't tell you. Clearly, I don't know what happens in which one, but...
So the Search for Spock is number 3, and that is 40 this year, 40th anniversary.
Wow, really?
And it is going to be... So far, it's been announced that it's going to go into US cinemas. I'll be surprised because of the stature of the film, whether it doesn't appear in a few cinemas over here.
Yeah.
But well worth keeping an eye out for. Because I really enjoy those films. I like them.
Yeah, I definitely prefer things like First Contact, Nemesis, some of those the middle ones before the reboots. I think were my favourite.
Right. Okay.
I never really had an affinity with the original series of Star Trek. I've seen so little of it, whereas I've seen all of Next Generation, all of Voyager, all of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah,
but oddly, the series that started it all never really interested me.
No, I think I guess it's so pre-us, and I think it's tough, isn't it, with older sci-fi because it ages very quickly.
Yeah,
and the things we become used to as sort of staples of I don't know, effects and the like. It can be difficult.
Yeah,
And it's clearly someone pushing a cardboard door backwards and forwards, going.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I can forgive the effects and stuff, I suppose. I think I've just never really given it the time it deserves, to be honest. But I should probably.
Absolutely.
I should.
So that's available. So or hopefully will be available in the UK at least. So keep an eye out.
Okay.
I mentioned a bit back it's Marvel heavy this week.
Yeah.
Marvel have announced that they've got a new Disney Plus series in the works. And this one is going to, they haven't given it a title yet, but this one's going to center on Vision.
Oh, okay. Paul Bettany's character.
So expecting Paul Bettany to return, yes.
Yep.
Which is interesting because I've lost track of the amount of times that Vision has died.
Yeah. We definitely died in Thingy Avengers, didn't he?
Oh, Avengers Thingy.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
You remember Thingy?
Infinity War.
Yeah, that one.
He died in Infinity War, and then obviously we saw a lot of him in WandaVision.
Yeah.
It was
I didn't see a lot of him in WandaVision.
Have you not watched WandaVision?
I saw like the first episode.
Oh, I thought it was a very good series.
It might have been.
Really enjoyed it. But
so he dies in that, does he?
Well, he's never alive.
Oh.
So
the whole thing's crazy witch bollocks, isn't it?
Crazy witch bollocks. Oi, stop your crazy witch bollocks.
She loves it.
Yeah.
So they reference that in the Doctor Strange multiverse film, don't they?
Indeed. They talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Say a lot.
A little bit.
Some bits and pieces. They mention it from time to time. But no, he's they're not yet there with many of the finer details with it. Only know that it's being made.
Right.
One point of interest, the showrunner is going to be a guy called Terry Matalas. And I apologize for pronunciation on that if it's horrendous.
Shocking.
But he was the showrunner on Star Trek Picard.
Oh, okay.
Which is a series that I enjoyed greatly.
Well, the middle series, anyway. No, the first and the third. The middle one was the terrible one. Oh, was it?
No, hang on. No, I think you're wrong.
No, I am wrong.
You're wrong. The middle one was the third one that was a bit shaky.
Is that the one where they go back to 1970s Earth or whatever it is?
No, I think you're thinking of The Voyage Home by Star Trek The Voyage Home.
Well, I am. I'm going to come back to that point later, actually. But there was a Picard series where they followed the Borg back to Earth again.
Yes, there was. No, that was number 2. Hang on, I've lost track now.
Yeah, now I'm confused.
So
the first series was good. The first series was definitely good. And then one of 2 or 3.
The first one was with the girl who was like Data's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah. Then the third series is the one with the Romulan guy the Romulans and ex-Borg who still lived on a Borg cube.
Yeah.
I think. And the second series was the one where they came back to Earth. Oh, I don't know. I'm lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so lost.
Well, hopefully he does a more coherent and memorable job.
Anyway, I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So
the third one was definitely with the Borg where they basically yes. No, that was it. Yeah. So the second one, they went back to Earth.
Yeah.
And the blonde character, she then became the Borg Queen.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yes. No, that was the worst one.
That was the worst one.
Objectively speaking.
And then the third one is where Will Riker gets involved a lot more.
Yeah, they pulled it back a bit for the third one.
No, it was all right.
They
had one of those final episodes that was a overly drawn out long goodbye.
Yeah.
Let's bring all the big characters back. Oh.
That was it. Yeah, it's all coming back.
Yeah,
they pull a Return of the Jedi Death Star 2 move on the Borg cube, don't they?
Yes, very much so.
There we go. Now I remember.
There you go. That was it. Anyway, all that came from Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
Paul Bettany is going to be Vision once again.
So I wonder where in the timeline that's going to be set. pre-End War?
I don't know, because he gets obviously he doesn't exist until the end of Age of Ultron.
Yeah, because he's Tony Stark's computer AI guy put into a body, isn't he?
Yeah. Jarvis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't exist until midway through that one.
Yeah.
And then he dies in the next one.
Bummer.
So
this is going to be set over like a long weekend.
Yeah.
In between that time.
What did you do between those two times? Oh,
yeah.
went shopping for capes? Or...
Yeah. Polished my Mind Stone.
Oh, yes. Who knows? Oh. Who knows what might have happened? What may happen with that?
Yeah.
But let's see. I'm sure we'll find out in due course.
We will.
But maybe that will be with us sort of some point next year on Disney Plus. But
okay.
I feel like they're not scratching around, but obviously they're announcing these things and with the view of keeping people keeping people interested in new content.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while. Well, I suppose we've had a couple of Loki series. We've had the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series.
Yeah.
Which was...
I don't really watch any of the Marvel series.
Okay. I mean, I really enjoy it. I mean, Loki was...
Oh, yeah, I did watch Loki, of course.
Even as a standalone piece of something, I've thought just both series are fantastic.
It was very good.
I don't... Whether we'll get a third series of that or not, I don't know, but it seems unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then it's sort of stitched in a little bit to the Deadpool and Wolverine film now, isn't it? With the TVA. TVR, those guys.
TVA? Too. No, you're right. Authority. Yeah, you are. TVR's a car.
Different acronym.
Absolutely. But on the subject of
cars.
No, on the subject of things we thought we may never see again, there's going to be a new X-Men film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And there is apparently there is a reason why we're getting a new X-Men film, and it's apparently the same reason we're getting a new Fantastic Four film, and it's potentially the reason why Wolverine is able to appear in Deadpool.
Right. I think I know the reason.
It's because of artistic merit. No, it's because Fox have now signed over the rights for all those characters to Disney and Marvel, so they can now use them.
Had to be a licensing thing, didn't it?
Exactly. So, yes, that's happening. A new X-Men film. I don't know.
You don't seem overexcited about this.
No, and look, I really like the X-Men films. I've loved them since they first started coming out 900 years ago.
Yeah. Back in the midst of time.
Again, it's sort of, when you kind of lose the thread. Like,
oh, yeah.
Well, where are we in time? I don't know. This is...
Oh, especially, because they went back in time and did prequels.
First Class, is this...
then they did ones that happened ages after.
Yeah.
Like Logan and things like that.
Are Professor X and Magneto friends now? Are they not friends? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, they're friends in real life, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be good to see it in that Disney mode. And there'll be more license to kind of stitch in some other characters that they already had. Because in the comics, I think X-Men and Avengers were like constantly teaming up and doing stuff together. So,
but for licensing reasons, as you state, they have not been able to appear on the same screen to this point.
So, be interesting if to bring them into the fold into the Mouse of House and see what happens.
MCU.
Yeah.
MCU. So the reason that's come up in the news this week is because they've appointed a writer.
Oh.
Who's a guy called Michael Leslie. So Michael Leslie previously has written on Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Which I know is a film you have watched recently.
Yes, sure is.
He's written on a very well-received TV, or I think it was a Netflix series called The Little Drummer Girl.
Okay.
Not something I've seen, but has been
me neither.
broadly positive feedback on that.
Right.
And he also wrote The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Oh, the new...
the Hunger Games prequel.
Hunger Games, yeah.
Which had a mixed reception.
I bet it did.
But, not that necessarily whether he's to blame for that or not, whether it's done well or not, because,
Yeah.
Writing is, as we will find out later when we talk about the Masters of the Universe, the writers don't always necessarily see their work appear on screen as they wrote it. So
no, exactly.
But we shall see. There's lots of other things at play.
Yeah.
But yeah,
a lot of moving parts in movies.
Indeed. Something that's coming out this September is called Superman. It's actually Super/Man. The Christopher Reeve story.
Oh, right.
So it's already been said that it's getting a cinematic release in September in the States. And we'll see if we get it over here or not. By the sounds of it, it's something I'm very interested in seeing because I don't know, it's about his life. Obviously,
yeah,
I can't remember whether you're that familiar with his story, obviously, and what he went through in terms of what he suffered.
Had an accident, didn't he?
He did. I think did he
paralyzed,
get crushed by his own horse or something like that?
Yeah, it was either horse riding or come off a motorbike or something like that.
Yeah,
came off a moving vehicle.
Yes, exactly. So there's been a documentary made about his life, which, by the sounds of it, focuses quite a lot on post-accident and what he did to overcome what he needed to do, basically.
Yeah.
So I imagine that'll be quite touching and quite inspirational in places. But maybe available in cinemas here. If not, it's certainly available in the States if you are in that part of the world.
So we talking about like a theatrical release or just like a straight?
No. No. I think it's, as I say, there's a theatrical release in States. We might get it here, but we shall see. We spoke about Megalopolis briefly last week, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
We should speak about it again.
I've heard of that.
Megalopolis. You've heard of it. You're well across that. I've heard all about it.
All over it.
Well, I've been doing a bit of. I've read a bit more about it this week, and I've read a bit more about the story behind it, whatever else. One thing I may have said last week that I should correct myself on. Did I say it was set in New York?
I think so. Yes,
I think I did. It's actually set in somewhere called New Rome. New Rome. And it's about
completely different.
The rebuilding of New Rome.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's not what I'm going to talk about. What I'm going to talk about is I'm very excited about this film because for me, even if it's terrible, it is an original piece of work.
Yes.
There is no existing IP. It is literally the story we see is not a story we will have seen in any format previously.
Yeah, true.
And
from a very good director. The prospect of a big budget original film at the moment, as much as it's something we shouldn't get excited about because we shouldn't have to get excited about it. Yeah.
It's nice to have that because we don't get it a lot.
No, it is to be celebrated for sure.
Yeah.
Do we know how it did at Cannes? Because wasn't it? Did you say it was opening there?
Mixed.
Oh, okay.
I think it got like a 7-minute standing ovation.
Okay,
which is
7 minutes.
7 minutes or something. But that's quite standard for Cannes.
That's longer than I've ever stood up for.
Yeah. No,
for anything.
It's I don't know. It's promising. Like I say, I feel like there'll be a lot going on with it, and I as I say, even if it is awful, it still gives me a little bit of hope. But I have been reading stuff this week about how it actually got financed, because as much as I say it gives me hope for original stories, big budget original stories, there's also the aspect of it's big budget because the person making it happens to have very deep pockets and they've done it themselves.
Yeah.
No studio has said, yes, this is a great idea, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And the chances of them turning around after this and being, I mean, I hope it's a great success, because if it is a great success, perhaps there might be a little bit more, I don't know, ambition, should we say, by the big studios to say, let's have a go at this.
Let's take a punt on some original sci-fi. Or something.
I still don't think they're ever going to be taking a punt.
No, incredibly calculated punts.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, but I really do look forward to that, and I hope beyond all hope that it's really good.
Yeah,
And even if it's not, I applaud the idea.
absolutely. When do we know when that's out?
I did find that out, but no.
No,
It's
soon, presumably.
It's soon. Yeah, it'll be in
Yeah.
the next coming weeks
Summer.
and months. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah. Normally after things have been in Cannes, they come out fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So
What Wrath of Khan was that?
Wrath of Khan, yes. Once they've been in the Wrath of Khan. God,
Or Shere Khan.
should we just talk about Star Trek? Keep coming back to it.
We've changed the podcast. It's now Alone in Spock's teleporter.
Alone in Spock's teleporter. Alone in the captain's log.
Oh, you're never alone in the captain's log, though, are you?
No. You're always there with the rest of the words and all the stuff. Anyway,
Yeah,
that was that's as much news as I've got this week.
Okay,
so
that's good. A lot of good stuff there.
A lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah, exciting.
But unfortunately, a lot of it's same old, really.
Yeah,
which is sad in a way.
Same old. What movies and TV shows?
Yeah, well, no, just the X-Men thing is really kind of
that's really hurt you, hasn't it?
It's not hurt me, but like I say, I'm genuinely excited about Megalopolis, and the X-Men film itself. It could be brilliant. I'm not disputing that. It's a series of films that I can't think of any that I've not really enjoyed.
Yeah,
I have taken a lot from them, but I still just like it's
a bit like flogging a dead horse at this point.
Just playing it so safe.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's not my budget, you know. It's not.
You're not invested in the film.
No, it's not my $150 million.
Right. Okay.
I'm spending that on something else.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, it's like surely you could get some creative people around the table and just be like, right, what you got? Come on.
Yeah.
Give us some ideas here, and you might be able to come up with something original.
Maybe they will do that. Maybe they
will
do something.
Megalopolis. I really hope that Megalopolis is like breaks all box office records, and every penny goes back into Francis Ford Coppola's pocket, and all the studios are like, "Fuck,
damn it!" And then he can make Godfather 4.
Godfather 4. Good God, what would it even be about?
Oh, it would be Sonny's Revenge.
Sonny's Revenge. Sonny. It could be a origin story.
Could be.
What did Michael do during World War II or whichever? Actually, no, it wasn't two.
World War One.
World War One.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not a lot. He came back pretty unscathed. So
yeah, he was fine.
Yeah.
Pretty easy time of it. No, that wouldn't be a good film.
No. Or something like that. Anyway,
we'll kick that idea down the road a bit, shall we?
Indeed, we'll talk about probably when we do a review of Megalopolis. We'll probably talk a lot more about The Godfather. So
I think so.
Although hopefully it's a good film and we won't have to talk about anything else.